Your biz. I'm going to start the recording now so that if you're watching this video, you're probably on my BitTube channel. Mind your biz. Feels good to say that. It's late at night, and I'm still at the office. Been a long day. Been a really long day. And I think one of the things that has made it such a long day is the price action. Oh yeah. Indeedy. The price action. Is it going to get a round of applause? No. No, it's not. No rounds of applause for the price of Bitcoin or any crypto today. Big EMCO, thanks for saying hello. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Yep, late night live stream. Hey, Letterman used to do it. Fallon does it now. I mean, all the late night talk show hosts, by definition, do a late night talk show. So I don't think that this has kept us from staying up late at night to do our thing, right? Like the fact that the sun has gone down, the fact that maybe kids have already gone to bed, the fact that maybe your significant other is saying, hey, what are you doing still awake? Doesn't seem to stop us as miners, right? We wind up staying up till fairly late at night just trying to get stuff done, don't we? It's kind of part and parcel of crypto mining. We're always testing stuff, we're always figuring things out, but I figured I was already awake, I'm already at the studio, I'm already working on things related to mining. The least I can do is say hello to other miners who are awake and talk about the state of crypto today. Now, I'm a member of a couple of groups that are of, we'll just say they're influencers in the crypto space. Very few of them actually mine, and very few of them do what our group does. The Mind Your Biz community is unique. I can say that definitively, guys. There's nothing quite like what we have, and for that, I am truly grateful. Know that. I'm grateful for the great community that we have, and I'm grateful for having such a responsive group of mentors and just people who are willing to try to not only get along, but help each other get farther ahead. It's truly inspiring. But on a day like today in particular, where I see, blood in the streets, I woke up sometime before 7 a.m. local time. My Coinbase app gave me the warning, hey, Seth, Ethereum is below 261. That was the marker that I had set. That was the alarm that I had set, just so that I was aware, so I could start. If it didn't dip below 261, then I just wasn't interested in paying attention to the price action of Ethereum. 261 this morning. Good news, right? Time to buy, probably. And then it dipped to 250, and then to 240. And then I had to do some transactions with Ethereum, and I had to do transactions at 240. And then it went into the two teens. And thankfully now it's somewhat recovered. Now I'm not going to show my Coinbase dashboard here, but you've been watching the price the same way that I have. And I don't like to comment on price action too much. I don't like to fixate on price action too much. I will say that I'm grateful that things have kind of pulled back just a little bit, that we're back closer to the 230 mark for today. I'm a little more comfortable with that than I was seeing it dip into the two teens. But taking a look at what happened today is just kind of another reminder. All of this is fragile. All of this is subject to change. And just like we were saying in our conversation the other day, in that live stream on Labor Day, nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes me anything. Certainly the market doesn't appear to want to owe us anything. It just kind of keeps on bucking, right? So here we are. The question is, what to mine now? Where do we go from here? Right? There's a huge question mark over the profitability of GPU mining in general. I know that the BCI team. Hey, AZ, how are you? I know it's a bit late out there. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate you, man. So, big question mark over the profitability of mining. And who do we have in the comments? MW. Set. Yeah, AZ, I'm with you. Sleep kind of is for sissies. And healthy people. The funny thing is, healthy people actually don't need to sleep as often. Isn't that unfair? That's unfair. So yeah, healthy people don't have to sleep as much. There's something to staying somewhat healthy. Kinda. But yeah, this morning I was woken up and I mentioned it to Big MCO that I woke up to an alarm from, rather an alert from Coinbase. Coinbase reminded me, hey, Ethereum has dipped down low enough that you might be interested in buying some. Might be interested in increasing the size of your bags. That seemed exciting. And it was pretty exciting until we got towards the end of the day when it was like, this is not stopping. It just keeps dropping. So that was a little bit scary, but it begs the question. We've been talking about it kind of loosely in the group today over in Discord. What's next? What do we mine? How do we move forward? Do we buy hardware from weak hands? Do we try to buy coins right now? Is this really the definition of blood in the streets? Can things go lower? And yes, NWO, you're totally right. The big volume is absolutely indicative of a sell-off. This is different from when the ETFs didn't pass, and we saw the market just kind of move sideways, right? Everything moved sideways. Trade volume, same. And yeah, there wasn't a significant climb. There wasn't a significant dip. But today, no, things were very different. Things were very different. We experienced that hiccup, I think, because of the sell-off. And here we are, kind of stabilized a little bit at the end of the day. And I'm not sure exactly what to attribute it to. All I know is that it was very scary. All right, so AZ is saying, going to try to stock up bargain gear that has longevity. That's not a bad plan. That's really not a bad plan. I think if there are weak hands selling their hardware, it's not a bad time to just take your pick, figure out what makes sense for you. Again, you guys have heard me talk about it for months. You need to be in charge of your own business. You need to be running your mining like a business. Hey, Jay Riggs, how are you? Thanks for saying hi. Appreciate it. So, yeah, late night chill stream, right? I got a couple of lights off, kind of got the lights low here in the office, running some tests in the background. And what am I mining? I'm mining Ether 1. Yeah, I'm mining Ether 1 tonight, guys. What started as, you know, me admittedly doing a bit of a pay-per-view shill, right, is me now saying, like, I'm checking out the mining profitability calculators, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I'm much happier with what I'm seeing on Ether 1 than I have been most of the day looking at anything else. I'll put it that way. Even a lot of the crypto notes, I'm just not as happy with what I'm seeing. And I'm mining on AMD over there, so you would think I'd be doing really well on crypto notes. I'm not mining on Vega, so no, I'm not getting the best possible hash rates on CryptoNote, or on Kryptonite, or Kryptonite Heavy. Still, you'd think I'd be doing well with crypto notes and be thinking, you know, how do I mine some crypto notes? We talked earlier on in the group today about the real potential of some projects to do well because they have other roadmapped items that they're getting close to. They're getting close to rolling out. AZ is saying crypto notes are discouraging. I don't disagree. A lot of crypto notes are just not quite where you would expect them to be, and certainly their profitability just a couple of months ago was way higher. I know with Haven, when it first launched, this same rig, it was pulling down $40 a day. And when Ethereum was not. I'll put it that way. When Ethereum was not, Haven was on this rig. That was that's when I wasn't talking about Haven, and when I wasn't interviewing Donjor and Haven Dev. So yeah, it's crypto notes. They're not delivering in a way that I think all of us were hoping they would this time of this year, right? And especially a lot of the privacy coins that had kind of some interesting elements to them and that looked so promising. So what do we do today? How do we deal with this today? I don't know. You guys tell me. What are you planning on doing today? Ooh, AZ. You know, on the one hand, I'm happy to read that you're bearish on crypto notes because of a lot of the meaningless Monero forks. On the other hand, if they're profitable and you're okay with mining and trading, there are some really profitable Monero forks to mine. And sometimes they're more profitable than Monero, in fact. So at least if you're taking the USD value of your daily earnings and then just flipping it into Monero, if what you want is Monero, then you're actually in a pretty good position to really get ahead on your privacy coins. Or if you're on an exchange that will allow you to trade against other privacy platforms like Zcoin. Though I don't know of any that allow that right now. That's a little more rare to be able to trade directly Zcoin against Monero. You have to be on larger established platforms, so you can't be on the DEXs and stay under the radar with your privacy coins. Not that I'm endorsing that. I'm just not discouraging it. The way that you mine and the way that you handle your business is entirely up to you. But guys, while you're telling me what your strategy is, MWL, let me get to that, because Callisto has hit my radar a couple of times. So let's take a look at that tonight live. No time like the present, right, to evaluate projects. So we'll take a look at its white paper really fast, and then we'll just get an informal opinion on it. I don't want to do too deep a dive, because now I'm starting to get a lot of coin projects reaching out to me and saying, hey, review our coin, review our coin. Man, I'd love to be able to get to all of them. You know what I mean? I would love to. But I could review 5 a day and not catch up over the next year. There's not enough time, not enough hours in the day. But guys, tell me, what is your strategy today? J-Riggs is saying, Haven, heart emoji. I agree. Haven's a cool project. And I had a fun time interviewing Donjor. However, I agree with Seb Green that there were clearly some security vulnerabilities. Yeah, hey, AZ, I appreciate you putting it that way. I really do. I appreciate putting it that way. Let me be very transparent in the same way that you see Matt from the Technicals, who, by the way, thoroughly appreciate his show, thoroughly just love his content, and I think he knows it. I think he knows I love his face too. He's not a mainstay of our community, but I really like Matt. The guy does not neglect his own business, his separate, independently successful business, and that's where he derives wealth from. For me, I derive a roof over my head and keeping my shirt on by doing freelance and by doing consulting, separately from mining. A lot of it has to do with blockchain consulting. A lot of it has to do with crypto mining and consulting and emerging technology integration. But I pay the bills not strictly by my own mining efforts. I hope that's a little more clear. So that's how I kind of avoid a lot of the mines in the minefield, like you were saying. That's how I still have my limbs. Is that I've got more than one way to earn, and I'm sure that's the case for many members of our community. I know it's the case for a lot of the very prominent members of our community, even the guys who are professional ITs or IT managers and IT admins, and who do integrated systems and stuff. They or information systems. They still have a day job, or bare minimum, they do part-time, or they do consulting, or they do freelance. Period. Across the board, everybody's doing something, right? So yeah, AZ, I'm with you. It's for a lot of us, it's a hobby. For me, it's squarely in the position of being more than a hobby, because I do derive freelance from this, and I do derive actual bounties and work from this. So it's squarely in that space of like, this is a professional pursuit. But my own personal mining efforts, that's why I haven't scaled up to like 2,400 GPUs of my own. And that's why I'm unlikely to scale up to 2,400 GPUs of just my own. I'm going to be a little more conservative in my scaling efforts right now, even when there's blood in the streets and there's silicon cheap out there, right? Secondhand GPUs, secondhand ASICs, secondhand everything, because people are trying to get out. I'm going to be very cautious about scaling right now. I want a plan, right? I want to nail it and scale it. I want to make sure that I have slow but steady growth and that my margins are always good. I'd rather not bleed all over my hobbies. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my take on it. That said, if it's something that you genuinely love, you will bleed for it, right? Like you will. It's not a problem. And I'm in that space too, right? Where it's like, okay, I've still got fancy workstation and server cards. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm still doing tests on them. I'm still doing BIOS mods and improvements. Still trying to unlock cores on random crap. I know Carter does the same thing. He's still got his R9 380s that he does tests on, and I respect the heck out of that. Air horns for Carter. Respect the heck out of that, because it's still mines. It's still silicon, and if it's still profitable based on where he's getting his energy from, then why wouldn't he still mine on it? Right? I mean, that just makes sense to me. So here I am at whattomine.com. I've got What to Mine behind me. And before I jump directly into that, let me briefly mention that this gentleman right here, Jacob Brutman, is one of the core devs for Bitcoin Private. Now, kind of to my surprise, I won't say to my chagrin, I'm actually very happy for them because they are a community-driven project. But to my surprise, let's go to CoinMarketCap, and then we'll check out CoinGecko also to make sure that we've got a couple of sources, right? We like to double-check our work here. But BTCP, when everything else was just going belly up, take a look at the price action of BTCP today. Just today. Yeah, it's got a sawtooth pattern, but it didn't drop off a cliff. It kind of recovered very well, and it performed very admirably today. I'm not really sure what it was with Bitcoin Private that kept it from absolutely hemorrhaging, but you look at the volume today, and let's take a look at the 7-day view. Look at the volume over 7 days as well. If anything, there was a sell-off happening a few days ago with Bitcoin Private, and it didn't accelerate. I'm not really sure what happened with Bitcoin Private, but I'm really excited to have that interview coming up with Jacob and be able to bring the Bitcoin Private project back into the spotlight for this week's Friday stand-up meeting. They are doing something right. They're community-driven, and they don't have full-time devs working on this project. So I'm really very curious to see what they're doing from a development and from a governance standpoint to keep afloat. Now, this last day, yes, it's been rough. No crypto has been untouched by this, as we all know. But you look at that curve of the daily volume, and it's not like it just shot up last night, overnight. Though it is up, dang, it is up by... It's up by 100,000, up by 100K daily since when? Yeah, last 48 hours. So definitely it's gone up. And guys, I'm not going to pretend to be a technical analyst, right? I'm not going to pretend to know exactly what all the influences are that make this happen or where this is all headed. But clearly I can see what's already on the record, right? We all can. We all felt it today. That's why this is called the late night butthurt crypto chill. Because a lot of us are still kind of sore from the paddling today. And we're going to be fine, right? We're going to be fine. Builds character. We'll be all right. But still, kind of took a lot of us off guard, right? Took a few of us off guard at least. There's always going to be somebody who's like, no, I saw this coming. It was great. And all my projections, and I know all the things. And the future, I sees it. Take all that stuff with a grain of salt, right? There's nobody's crystal ball is perfect. And certainly nobody's crystal ball is perfect 100% of the time. So I'm just going to go on record as saying this probably caught most of us off guard, and then just paying attention to see who's bleeding least is kind of what I'm doing now. Bitcoin clearly not bleeding as much as Ethereum, and there are any number of possible explanations for why Ethereum is just getting slaughtered the way that it is right now. But potentially, one is that Vitalik made a comment that was disparaging, right? Talking about how if Bitcoin and if Ethereum don't make changes, that there are serious problems ahead, that there's serious difficulty ahead. No sooner did he say that, or did that make headlines, than we see this nonsense, right? Everything going to crap. But Ethereum, in particular, 20% down today in one day. And if you just count the last 12 hours, I'm sure it looks even more dire. Ripple, not getting hit as hard, but hey, Ripple's XRP is not a crypto, is it? It's not really a blockchain. Bitcoin Cash also hit hard. EOS hit hardest of the top 5. Oh yeah, AZ, totally. If it does keep dipping, of course. Yeah, we've got to jump all the way in. We've got to be all the way in. Be all about it. Cardano, down 20%. Monero, also not as hurt as some of the other top 5. IOTA, not a shock. Dash, I feel like just corrected back hard because it jumped the other day, and you can see this curve here. It's funny because my brother called me and he was like, man, Dash, I'm so excited, because he's super into masternodes, right? And he's like, I'm so excited. Did you just see that? Wow, you see the way it pumped? It was so cool. Let's just get the 7-day view here. Did you see what happened with Dash? And sure enough, yeah, I mean, it went way up. Like 30%, but then bam! I think that first cliff that it fell off of was just a correction. I just don't think the Dash was going to sustain that. I think that it just was too much too fast, and I think that's why we're seeing 23%. Again, I could be totally wrong, guys. I don't pretend to be a technical analyst. I see this stuff and I kind of think like there are corrective forces in all markets, right? And that's the first thing that comes to mind when looking at a few of these projects, is that something was out of whack and it's just being corrected. But Tron, miraculously, below 20% loss. Ethereum Classic, also below 20% loss. Go Ethereum Classic. Yay! It's not dead. Binance Coin. Yeah. I think that exchange coins kind of don't count when you're talking about the market, in a way, right? Like, because they got their own built-in pumping mechanisms. Let's see what else. Tezos, I don't even know that much about. I know that I should be more informed about it. I feel bad about that. Dogecoin still at under 6%. Wow. Catalyst, how are you? Thanks for making yourself seen in the comments. And yes, I am repenting of this grievous sin that is not knowing much about Tezos. And I know that I need to do some research now, but dang! Look more recently, the price action. Wow. And then Bitcoin Diamond. This is the other one that I think a lot of us are scratching our heads like, what in the world is a Bitcoin Diamond, and why don't I have like 100,000 of them? Right? So there are, clearly already 153 million, and the 24-hour volume is ultra high. It's got, good grief. And the market cap, it's this other almost $500 million market cap project that, like, at least for my part, just not paying attention to it, right? Yeah, right? Look at that, AZ. Flatlining until just a little while ago. Well, yes, no throw, it is a POS. I'm kidding. I love that we call stuff POS and POW, when we should really call it proof of stake and proof of work. We should be a lot more careful, because POS, when I was growing up, did not mean proof of stake. B to the fitty. How are you, man? Good to see you in the comments. Yeah, right? Yeah. Brandon's like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that I'm focused on other things right now. Speaking of which, hope things are going well for you, brother. Good to see you in the comments. And can't wait to hear good news in the back in the Discord server. Let us know how things are going. So, Big EMCL point of sale. Yes, yes. When I was growing up, sometime in the 1990s, it was short for, and I'll just paraphrase, piece of shiznit. So Bitcoin Diamond, yeah, it doesn't have all that much history. Let's take the 1 year view. Well, it's definitely been around a little while. Year to date, let's just get the all view. Okay, what all can you show us here? Bitcoin Diamond? Been around for some time. Okay. Well, not for forever, but they clearly took advantage of the bull run. There's a fork that was listed here, at least, in November of last year. So, like so many other coin forks, clearly happened in response to the bull run sometime in October, November. And here they are. They were riding the coattails of their forebear, Bitcoin, if they were indeed a Bitcoin fork. Now I want to check it out. But I'm also going to thank you for the recommendation from before, but I'll be checking out Callisto. So thank you. Thank you, M. Dublo. Yeah, so B Ford, that is the big question, right? That is the big question. And clearly there was a huge infusion of cash sometime in March, right here. Boom, because it went from 0 market cap, right? To having a market cap, to not trading, not having a whole lot happen to their pricing, right? And having almost nothing happen to their trade volume. So what the heck? That must have been when they went main. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the full story is there. But it's... I'm not even going to pretend to know what the full story is there, right? So, Bitcoin Diamond, or BTCD.io. Better than a credit card. Better than cash. Better than fiat. Better than you. Be better than. Join the better than Bitcoin. Better than Diamond. Bitcoin Diamond Coin. What if you just added coin to the end of every coin? What if that was like a requirement that you had, like, bear with me here, follow me, follow along with me. What if you had to, as a requirement of crypto, add the word coin to the end of every new launch? So no matter what you forked, you had to call it coin. So this coin would be called Bitcoin Diamond Coin. Do you think people would name their coins more carefully if that was the requirement? Bitcoin Diamond Coin! Get all the coins! And say them twice. I don't know. Not a fan. Alrighty. Get involved. Bitcoin Diamond. Buy BCD. Shop with BCD. Download white paper. Designed for you. BitPie. Coldlar. They've got wallets. They've got exchanges. They're all over the place. Jeez. So, yeah, they have been around for quite some time, and I want to say that I remember seeing Bitcoin Diamond for a while. It just hasn't, like, hit my radar in some big way, right? But here they are. Binance. Hit BTC. Yeah, when Binance? Clearly a long time ago. Yobit. Ah! Okay, so I'm sure that they're pumped occasionally on Yobit. Crex24, as you would expect. Smaller exchanges, KuCoin, BitZ, BTC Box. Intéressant. Ouais, ouais. Teams AVE and 007 partnered to develop the necessary upgrades to improve upon Bitcoin's original framework. That means nothing. How did you improve upon it? Stable mainnet in December. Lightning Network and Bitcoin Diamond Wallet. Interesting. So, also, not their own innovations. This has been part of other people's work. Yeah, B50, you're right. Yeah, calling monsoons literally the monsoon season or the monsoon rainy season. Yeah. Rainy season. It's like ATM machine. Your automatic teller machine. PIN number. Personal identification number. It doesn't work that way. You're doing it wrong, people. Better Bitcoin beginning in 2019. Wow. Thanks, guys. So basically everyone's got to ride the wave for a year before they get better Bitcoin. Nice. Here's the thing. All you've added is Lightning Network. But so is BTC. So this is like saying all you needed to do was wait for BTC to get better. Which, if you were waiting with BTC, it did. It is. It has. It will. It's getting better all the time. Application ecology. Ooh. They didn't want to use the word ecosystem, right? They didn't want to use the word ecosystem, so they said ecology instead. I see you. I see you, Bitcoin Diamond. I see what you're trying to do here. Progress report. I'd rather not today. Interesting. I just don't see what makes it different. I just don't see what makes it better. Yeah, no throw, I'm with you. The coins that aren't proof of work, I kind of try not to pay attention to either. Especially when it seems like it was an obvious cash grab from a fork or an obvious cash grab from the pre-sale of masternodes. That always works. You say it works against you? I don't know. Maybe it works against me too. But it does make me concerned when a new coin forks, and it begs the question, like, where did it come from? Why now? Why masternodes? How much are you trying to raise? And why are you trying so hard to make it look like you're not raising money when really you are raising money? Why not just say that you're doing a pre-mine and say that it's for development and just tell us what it's for or whatever? Just tell us, like, yeah, we need funds to develop a project, and we have got really ambitious goals, so we're going to take funds to develop a project, as opposed to like being kind of shady about it. Seems like every other coin project does that now. Proof of work algorithm. Maybe it is proof of work mineable. Anti-replay protection, SegWit. This is all stuff that Bitcoin just gifted them. This is like saying, wow, this is like saying, like, it's like your dad has, you know, bright green hair, right? Your dad is the Joker or something, and it's like, wow, look at this. I'm so amazing because I dyed my hair green. And it's like, no, your dad was the Joker. Your hair was green the entire time. Okay. X13. Interesting. Oh my gosh. This rationale was totally junk. It was totally junk when they launched. There was an X11. There was an X11 ASIC that launched like right when they did this. Whatever. Okay. Okay, one last time. Big EMCO is saying they're great picks of their team. Let me just get in on the joke here. Braithamus, we do have a kiwi in the house. The question is, do we have a potato peeler? Team! The BCD team, wow. You weren't kidding. This really is impressive. Never have I been so simultaneously overwhelmed, yet truly underwhelmed. Okay, yeah, no links to anything anywhere. I don't know what anything's yeah. I don't know these people. But they're clearly in China, Korea. The question is, they didn't say South Korea. So, are they in South Korea? Or are they in Pyongyang, up north? You know? That's a good way of phrasing it, AZ. Overwhelmed by the underwhelm. Yeah, me too. Cool story, bros, and maybe sisses. I don't know. Is Scarlet a woman, or is Scarlet just a pseudonym? Is your Chinese operative actually just animatronic? Are they just a robot? Okay, Bitcoin Diamond. It's interesting that you haven't died, like you haven't gotten totally wrecked the last couple of days and all, but I don't trust you. Sorry! Dang. Yeah, trade volume going nuts. What the heck? How did they get $1 million of daily trade volume? Normally? And then on a day like today, go up to almost 200 million in trade volume. How? I mean, this is where like, I know that whatever my ignorance is regarding the way that markets move and technical analysis, my ignorance is probably killing me here. I don't know how you do this. Like, no throw, what you're saying, like, it seems like it's legit, right? Some kind of pump and dump. But that, for it to move sideways, first off, for months, for it to move sideways, when everything else was just getting its butt kicked, just absolutely dragged into the street and like, just dragged into the street and curb stomped, right? And these guys, okay. Yeah, we're okay. We're fine. Occasionally, see those spikes in trade volume? Pricing still seems mostly okay. So yeah, maybe they've got a lot of collateral tied up in masternodes or tied up in some kind of staking scheme. Maybe that's the thing. But I don't get it. Bitcoin Diamond, not dead yet. There it is. In fact, it's 62% up, 63% up, while everything else is just getting absolutely butt wrecked. Bitcoin down 30%, but that was just a slow motion train wreck. We've been waiting to see the conductors be like splattered all over the train tracks for a while. Yeah, no throw, you're probably right. This could have been very much calculated, and they could be in collusion with another project. There's no telling. There's no telling who holds all these bags. There's no telling who are the greatest stakeholders, right? Bitcoin Gold, not totally wrecked either. Though when I interviewed them last, their market cap was a tidy $500 million. We'll see. B50 saying, I think it's all manipulation, like you said. Maybe they were mining it, hoarding collateral to get listed, then dumping to pump strategically. Who knows? Yeah. It's hard to say, right? It's hard to know. Especially when you're dealing with investor groups of qualified investors, right? People who have hundreds of thousands and millions in net worth and hundreds of thousands in liquid assets where they can just say, like, yeah, sure, I'll do this, whatever. Boom! Disrupt this little market, disrupt that little market. And these people are more common than you and I realize. All right, looking for anything under 20%. Decred, not totally wrecked. Bitcoin Gold, not totally wrecked. Quantum. Maker. Eternity. Waves. Metaverse. Closer to 10%. That's interesting too. Holo. No, Komodo, just with right alongside everybody else, getting kind of wrecked. R-Chain, and then MOAC. And guys, Carter talked about this the other day. MOAC, mother of all crypto. Let's take a look at that in just a minute here. Mithril, wrecked. KuCoin, wrecked. MadeSafe, wrecked. Ardor. Now, Ardor is closely related to NXT, and it's not quite so wrecked. CryptoNext, not wrecked. Chainlink, not wrecked. Mixin, not wrecked. Not as much. Huobi Token. Oh, by the way, guys, as you should already know, this does not constitute financial advice. This is a guy who's up past his bedtime repeating the word wrecked while he stares at a screen. Funfair, not so wrecked. Now, how did True USD go up by 0.47%? How's that even possible? It's a stable coin. Same with Tether. They went up. Whatever. I'm with you, AZ. Silly named coins, you can't take them seriously. Who should? Nobody. Nobody should. Bitcoin Private, here it is. Still top 100, but it's dipped in the rankings, but it hasn't quite bled out to the tune of 20%. Interesting. We'll have something to talk about tomorrow. NXT, not doing too terribly bad. Bitcoin Dark. Yeah, Raytham's tinfoil hat. We all need to put him on right now. 10x. Somebody call. What's his corn? Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone. They named a coin after you, buddy. Emmer coin. Now, I want to say that's a masternode coin as well. All right, there's the top 100. PivX, 24% down. And then Kin, only 15%. Yeah, right? Nothro says maybe the dollar dropped and they didn't adjust. It's always possible. You can never really tell. Alrighty, so I've got to look up Callisto also because I promised that I would. So, B50, I'll sorry, spoiler. Grant Cardone's book basically reads, have ADHD. The end. And if you don't, you're screwed. Callisto! Sorry, that's Calypso. Calypso! Why do you spurn me? Market cap, just shy of 4 million. I remember when it was beating Ethereum for profitability in mining. Let's take a look at the website, guys. So they're at only about a 16, almost 70%, 17% drop. Let's take a look at the last 7 days. Yeah, AZ, right? Same with me. People just accuse me of being distracted easily and being disrespectful to my guests. And I'm like, you know what? If they thought I was disrespectful, they wouldn't have come on the show, jerk. Stop talking about me behind my back. Yeah. Okay, trading at about 100 Satoshis for forever, which is not bad. I mean, hey, disclaimer, that's way better than like 2 Satoshis. Or a sub-Satoshi. Phew. Alrighty, well, I mean, price charts don't tell us everything. They don't even tell us most of everything. So here we are on the Callisto project site. They have a white paper, and they also have some sort of like flat geometrical art. Hey, B50, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, in the end, it is my show, and that is kind of the thing, right? Like, you wouldn't complain about Conan O'Brien interviewing people the way he interviews them when you choose to go on the Conan O'Brien show, would you? Seems kind of counterproductive, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not Conan O'Brien. The guy is a mess. I'm just playing. Conan O'Brien's awesome. In terms of hosting a show, I don't know who wouldn't want to be him. But right here, cryptocurrency and free smart contract security audits. That actually is kind of a cool value proposition. Callisto Network is a decentralized open source crypto platform based on the Go Ethereum source code with its own cryptocurrency, CLO. The main goal of Callisto is to research and develop a reference implementation of self-sustaining, self-governed, and self-funded blockchain ecosystem and development environment. I think that was kind of the project goal of Ethereum, though. It always worries me when a project says, we're a clone of Ethereum, but we're going to do Ethereum better. That's what I'm reading so far, though. But go on, writers for Callisto. Cold staking, they're the first one that does cold staking. Not related to proof of stake, nor consensus mechanism. Cold stakers receive passive income for holding their coins. All right. We'll read into that a little bit, or read up more on that a little bit. Free security audits via a fine-tuned audit process. Smart contract hacking results in millions of dollars of lost revenue for the whole ecosystem. The Callisto Network offers a completely free service to audit professionally written smart contracts. Huh. That's interesting. Very interesting. So it's a fork of Ethereum Classic, not Ethereum. Got a hard fork planned to do the cold staking implementation sometime in the near future. Yeah, AZ, it's disconcerting when people say that, right? We're like this company that's well established, has lots of money in the bank, has really good developers and a name you trust, but we're going to be better. It's like when startups, and this is something that you've heard me, like in the interviews, right, where I've corrected, lovingly, but still corrected guests on the show who were like, we're like Uber, but for... It's like, dude, never say that. Seriously, look into my eyes. Never say that your company is like Uber. Do you want to be like Travis Kalanick? Because this is how you be like Travis Kalanick, saying you're like Uber. It makes you sound too big for your britches, and people tend to dislike you after that. So don't say it. So they got hard forks planned. They plan on researching sidechain implementation. They plan on doing more research. Q1 of 2019 is just full of research. There's not really much else going on but research. Okay. They've got a plan, and they want to stick to it. Okay, there's not much that's innovated here. They're writing in Solidity, which is what Ethereum launched in the first place, which is why Ethereum Classic still had it. Yeah, no, this is bad. It's not bad. I'm sorry. I don't want to say anything disparaging about Callisto, but what I'm going to say is there's a decided absence of anything new. That's all I'm going to say. It's just there's nothing new. Cold staking might happen in 65 days. What? Okay. Here's the slider to make you feel greedy. Yeah, AZ. And again, you guys, I don't like saying disparaging things about coin projects. Devs work hard, even on a project that isn't very. You saw me fork Turtle Coin live, right? Like it didn't cost me no effort. It didn't cost me like zero effort, right? It wasn't like it didn't take time at all. And working on it to make it any better would have taken more time. So, yeah, like Raythemus is saying, there are just a lot of clones out there. And B50, you are right. Without any kind of particle JS, how can we know these guys are legit? We used to think they were legit. Too legit to quit. But they're not legit. So we're quitting. Okay, done looking at Callisto. It's still up on the screen. But I wanted to see about cold staking. That's interesting, but it's not being implemented for 2 months. And I wanted to take a look at smart contract audits. This actually makes me more excited than anything else. It makes me more excited to see them doing smart contract audits because, frankly, smart contracts are very powerful, but they're like other contracts away from the crypto space where they're very dangerous, right? Like, contracts are a very dangerous thing to sign if you don't know exactly how they work, right? So smart contracts, within smart contracts, code is law, right? Nobody needs to remind you of the terms. They just happen. It's just executed like code. So if you say, yeah, whatever, I surrender 98% of my estate via this smart contract, sign on the dotted line, that's it. 98% of your estate is gone. It's going to be siphoned away. So having it audited, become an auditor. Uh-oh. Smart contracts need to be programmed 100% accurately from the beginning and be able to withstand years of hacking attempts. They're right. Okay, so how does one conduct a smart contract audit free of charge at Callisto Network? Here's our workflow. However, if you need to urgently prepare an audit or need the smart contract prioritized, the developer can make a deposit, minimal deposit amount of 10,000 Callisto coins, into the special smart contract, which will hold the funds during the audit. Upon completion of the audit, the developer receives the funds back and can sell the CLO if desired. After the audit request has been created, it will be viewed by the security manager. This is brilliant, guys. I've got to give it to them now. This is smart. This is very smart. And here is why. Here's why what they're doing is an extremely intelligent approach. Okay, I didn't get it before. I didn't quite click before, but now it does. These smart contract audits as a service, what they're doing is they're closing a deal where they get to cold stake 10,000 coins for every one of these audits that they do. And they're banking on the fact that a lot of people need to have their smart contracts looked at. So holding these funds for a short period of time, because the cold staking on Callisto Network is supposed to be high yield when it finally launches, it would be like, let me use yeah, so B50, you're right. It's like a built-in middleman. But let me put it this way: it's like having your own high yield savings, right? Where you were to say like, I'm an attorney, right? Let's just say I'm an attorney for the sake of argument, for the sake of this example, and I will review anyone. Like I'm a real estate attorney, I'll review any one of your closing documents up to 50 pages for free. 50 pages thick of closing documents. Or we'll say 150 pages of closing documents, I'll review for free before you sign. You don't want to sign real estate documents before you take a look at them, because that would be a bad deal. It's a contract that's binding, same with these smart contracts. And so give me your 150-page contract, real estate contract, and I'll review it. It will be absolutely free. Just let me hold on to $50,000 in a high-yield savings account until we're done. You guys see this? You guys seeing what I'm seeing? It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So if at the end of their audit, they really do give all the collateral back, then they're totally, I mean, it's legit. It is free. But it's like that free rock chip repair that you'll see on the corner every now and then, right? You'll see like whatever. You'll see like an 18-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid sitting in the parking lot of like Target or someplace, and with a tent, an easy up tent, and saying, free rock chip repair. I'll repair your windshield from any kind of rock chips while you go in and shop. And it'll be free. But they bill your insurance, and your insurance premium goes up. Rather, it's crazy. So it's paid in some way. It's just not paid out of pocket up front. So this isn't exactly a hustle. It's not bad. But it is, this could be done without a new coin network, right? Couldn't it? Like if there were already a coin that did high yield cold staking or did high yield staking, even on a short term, or just did master nodes. And so you just ran a master node for a certain period of time and then got rid of the collateral after you were done. You could just tell them, yeah, we take payment in Dash. We take payment in Pivx. We take payment in now, Ether 1, which is what I've got, what I'm staking right now in a service node. We take payment in Loki because they're going to have service nodes at some point. We get take payment in any masternode coin, right? To the amount of a full masternode. We need a full masternode's worth of collateral, and then we'll earn all of the proceeds. You don't need to have your own token. You don't need to have your own platform to do that. B50 is saying, all crypto is speculative. In the end, all coins are only worth whatever value we slap on them, except stable coins. Well, here's the thing, B50. Even stable coins are only worth the value that the Fed slaps on them. Boom-ch. It's okay, I'm here all night. So, yeah, I mean, it's all kind of relative, isn't it? There's always a little bit of an issue. AZ, what's the incentive for them to perform timely? There isn't one! All the claps for AZ, all the applause for AZ. There isn't any incentive at all. It's a brilliant, brilliant hustle. The more complex your smart contract, the better it is for these guys. Because they can take 2 weeks, right? They can take 3 weeks. They can take 5 weeks. They can take 3 months, right? A full quarter to get back to you to make sure that your smart contracts are flawless. Right? Oh, let's take a look at this for a little longer. I noticed there's a side of your smart contract that isn't very good. Right? The old contractor two-step. Or when you give your car to the mechanic and they're like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure that's okay, but I heard a noise that makes me really nervous. And they try to keep your car at the shop so they can find something else to fix. Yes. Because that happens at some places, right? If that hasn't happened to you, that's good. But there are some mechanics that play that game. So the contractor two-step, that's absolutely... It works in their benefit. To your point, AZ, they have zero incentive to get the job done quickly. They've got all the incentive in the world to drag it out for as long as possible because they're cold staking your coins. So, yeah. And then AZ, you're not wrong. I'm sure that there will be some kind of provision for their services saying like, hey, if you do want a tip, then we'll do something else. There's some other kind of premium value-added service and figure it out. What will be reviewed by our auditors? Full service audits, smart contract architecture, technical analysis of the interaction between the smart contract and the blockchain, full service smart contract audit solution. They've said the same thing at least 3 times now. Potential bugs in the smart contract code. Label them with a severity classification of the issues found. Possible optimization of smart contract code. Raythemus, that is a great name for it. The 6-legged dog? Absolutely. Far from efficient, right? Far from efficient, and I think, yeah, each one of those 6 feet is all thumbs, right? So, yeah, no incentive to get anywhere or do anything. I'm sorry. If anybody from Callisto's watching, I'm far more disheartened after reading about the business plan here. Audits in progress, 11. Audits completed, 16. Oh, who are these suckers? Who are these suckers? Opened 4 days ago. Opened 5 days ago. Opened 7 days ago. Opened 8 days ago. Opened 11, 13, 16 days ago. Opened May 22nd. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. So, yeah, these are being... I mean, in the future, these will be cold staked for at least a couple of weeks based on what we're seeing here. And let's check to see what the completed audits looks like. Closed a day ago, closed 7 days ago, 17, 4, 17, 4, 14, 16, 26 days ago, August 7th. Let's just check to see... Let's see which one has the most comments here. Most commented... 23 comments, closed June 15th. Let's check to see what this is all about, okay? Lots of comments, in my mind, indicates that there was a lot of interaction and that they really had to push with this. Auditing time, 1 day. I don't know what that means. Auditing time, 1 day, because we know when it closed, and it did not close on that day. Okay, commented May 16th is when it clearly when it opened. And it didn't close until June 15th. So almost exactly a month. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Thanks for the call out there, B-Fitty. My Elgato is not liking that. And I think, actually, it's that my camera is overheating. Tell you what, guys. Why don't I do something else? I'm gonna go to the other screen like this. And I'm going... Yeah, that is weird. Okay, so I'm just gonna get rid of that right there. Okay, guys. Getting rid of that. It's just... It's Seth's voiceover. Voice without a face. I guess I could throw in another webcam, but I'm just not going to do that right now. Alrighty. So, yeah, are you hearing feedback also? I probably did have a little bit of feedback because I was using 2 different microphone inputs before. And now, fewer microphone inputs and just the regular mic in. So it's just me voicing over, guys. It's all about the project today. All about the project. Oh, yeah. Are you guys hearing the fans in the background from the miner? Because I am mining. That's happening. Yeah, I've got like 3 different webcams here, guys. I think, yeah, my Sony camera, it does overheat very easily if I'm mining. What? Okay. Alrighty, I'm checking this out really fast. I've got to check to see what's going on with that. So I am going through a soundboard. I am going through a soundboard, and I've got noise reduction. I've got noise reduction cranked. Let me bring the noise reduction. Let me have it ease up a little bit, and I've got a little bit of gain enabled as well. In fact, let me boost that gain a tiny bit. And my compressor is well, you know, I'm happy with my compressor. I think that's probably a little better. Guys, is that a little better right there? Is that a little less weird? My voice sound less hashed up? I hope it does. Anyway. So it's warm in here. It's forced that camera to shut off. I could... Yeah, there's some background. There's a weird sine wave that kind of like... or audio wave that kind of gets chased through Big Baby when I've got it loaded up this way. So let me also... There we go. Okie dokie, we'll just drag that in. Woo. Oh man, that's so janky. Isn't that so janky? Whatever. Here we are. Now we got some faces. Faces to go with names. Names with faces. Dude, seriously? Is it that bad? Is it really that bad? Oh man. It always happens, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. There are certain kinds of room tone that it is really hard to fix. Frankly, being around certain miners, it's just really hard to fix certain kinds of room tone. Because you'll get a certain kind of a wave. So, anyway. Faded, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So I think we're just going to call that good right there. But let me... So as we go here, guys, I'm looking at some of these audits. I'm just not impressed. I know it sounds bad, guys. I'm really not impressed. I wish that I were a little bit more impressed, but I'm just not. It's just not... I just don't see why we would... why anybody would care. Why anybody would care about this project, right? Like, why would you want to be associated with this project as it stands right now, right? Just doesn't seem very doesn't seem like it offers very much. I don't know. Guys, am I being too harsh? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Yeah. Yeah, bemused, caffeined, I agree with you. There's just not enough, really good info. Not enough really good info on the project. Haha. Break out that belt. You want me to paddle him? Alrighty, there we go. That ought to do, gents. That ought to do. A little better.
So yeah, I'm a little bit less excited about this. They're probably accomplished programmers. They're probably qualified to. They're probably qualified to talk about it in the way that they're talking about it, I would guess. I think they're probably fine. But I'd be worried about saying, like, oh, yeah, this is great. I'm so glad that that this project is taking developers' money for smart contract perusal. I don't know. Yeah, there is a bit too much coddling that goes on with a lot of these projects. I totally agree. A lot of them are just, nobody's told them no yet. Nobody's told them, like, this is not a good idea yet. So hopefully we'll get to that point. I'm going to just close this out on Callisto. That said, though, guys, if it's profitable to mine, then it's profitable to mine. Like, right? Right. So, yeah. So moving on, let's take a look at some of the other stuff. Moac and then Tezos. Tezos is something that I haven't really taken a close look at, so let's pop open their website and see what we can see. All right, Tezos is formalizing blockchain governance. I don't even know what that means. Blue, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for suggesting it. I've been meaning to check out Callisto for a little bit of time, and I hope it isn't too harsh, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't be super comfortable with the longevity of their program, because essentially what they're saying is we want to create a professional network of people who check out Solidity contracts, and you could do that as a service right now with PayPal. You don't even necessarily, it doesn't even need to be blockchain. It doesn't even need to be crypto tokens. Oh, wow. That's a little bit wonky. Oh, it's not good. He wasn't ready. Fine, whatever. That's what you guys... Okay, we're midstream trying to fix this thing. So Tezos is formalizing blockchain governance. I just want a little more of the screen so you guys can see it. And Faded, you're right. For winners to appear, there have to be losers somewhere, generally speaking. And this is a zero-sum game on some level. Or bare minimum, there's not room for 500 projects to win right now. There just aren't 500 projects that are all going to win big. They can have a decent-sized market cap, but they're not all going to win big. The top 100 is a pretty important metric. The top 500 is not a terrible place to be either. I mean, hey, the Fortune 500 is a very desirable list in this world. Maybe with coin projects, it'll wind up being 200 or 300 that are high impact and that we all care about. I think it's unlikely. I think we're going to find that there's realistically like 20 that anyone cares about. Somewhere between 20 and 50 that anyone really cares about. They all provide tremendous value. And then the rest is going to sort of be like, oh, didn't you fork from those other 20? That's going to be the legacy, is that people will just ask, didn't you fork from one of those top 10 or top 20 coins? It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough legacy. On-chain governance, security, proof of stake. All right, so more proof of stake coins, more proof of stake and or masternode coins. BetaNet. Okay, well, at least they're trying to comply with KYC, AML. That's good. Resources. Blockchain that can evolve by upgrading itself. How, pray tell, does it upgrade itself? Because every other blockchain gets upgraded by developers who earn money. Stakeholders vote on amendments to the protocol, including amendments to the voting procedure itself, to reach social consensus on proposals. Tezos supports smart contracts and offers a platform to build decentralized applications. So essentially, we're looking at another clone of Ethereum. Yeah, B50. Skynet. What is a beta net? What is an alpha net? Oh, a test net. Got it. Just call it a test net. Guys, everybody else is going to call it a test net, so just call it a test net. Whatever. Delegations. Start baking. Baking is the act of signing and publishing blocks to the Tezos blockchain. Oh dear. Make up some more stuff, guys. Baking what? Baking brownies? What's in them Tezos brownies, huh? You got that good hash in them brownies? Oh wait, you're proof of stake. Okay, I'm being a little bit silly, but I just can't take this seriously right now. I can't. Not at the moment. Yeah, it's 7 days. Look at a month. See what the last month has been like. Price action. Ooh, it had a little pump in August. Middle of August there. MOAC. Guys, Carter loves this one. So I'm really curious. Because Carter's a sharp guy, and I really respect his work. He's a sharp guy. So if he says this is an important crypto, I'm inclined to lean in. I'll put it that way. Let's see what we got. MOAC, mother of all crypto. Multi-layer blockchain architecture. Innovation! In parentheses. Okay, that's not in and of itself innovative. Microchain smart contract. API? What? Isolated balance transfer request. Looks complicated, guys. Peer-to-peer. Global mother chain. Event handling. Okay, I've got to take a closer look. Scalability, blockchain sharding, independence, microchain smart contract, interoperability, cross-chain capabilities. That's cool, but I think what I'm reading between the lines is we are yet another Ethereum clone. Am I wrong, gents? Ladies? Lisa, are you there? One lady? Anyway, am I wrong? Does this look like another Ethereum clone? It looks like another Ethereum clone to me. Okie dokie. Testnet, mainnet. Oh, this is all written now. This is all written in August. White paper. What if I don't want a white paper, huh? What if I want to be like Cream Coin and have a black paper? MOAC Blockchain Tech, Inc. will eventually be managed by the MOAC Foundation, a cooperative, not-for-profit organization founded in Singapore. So you know it's a name you can trust. MOAC, the mother of all Singaporean companies. The MOAC Foundation is the entity responsible for efficient use of funds resulting from any token sales from the MOAC Reserve. The MOAC Foundation's vision is to interconnect and grow blockchain markets through harmony, accessibility, and ease of use. That's not a terrible goal. You guys know that I believe in that on principle, right? But this is kind of what I think the AION wants to do also. Yeah, I don't know. The MOAC Blockchain Tech, Inc. is a registered for-profit U.S. entity. Wait, what? Okay, Palo Alto, California, and development in Beijing. But the MOAC Foundation is the not-for-profit. It's MOAC Blockchain Tech, Inc. That's the for-profit entity. Subscribe! No thanks. Okay. We gonna check your GitHub. But first, a white paper that looks like a pitch deck, that looks like a product manual from the Sharper Image. I'm not going to be able to make it through this, guys. I'm not. It makes me tired just looking at it. Abstract, table of contents. Problem statement. Hey, guys, thanks for identifying a problem statement. Little round of applause. Very important. You guys know that I believe it's very important to identify and outline a problem statement in the form of a high-level statement. That's important. Very, very important. Now, no more applause for you. Mother chain. Proof of work blockchain. Smart contracts as microchains, which makes sense. Microchains as a service. Asynchronous smart contracts. Okay, problem statement. Existing technologies and blockchains platforms suffer from steep learning curves, unnecessary complexity, and high usage fees, all of which impact adoption and scaling. Existing platforms have low performance transactions per second, fixed consensus models, and are not able to quickly adapt to the ever-growing needs of developers. Currently, mining in the blockchain community is highly centralized and doesn't properly incentivize new users and interested consumers due to complexity and the cost of required hardware. These blockchain platforms are also alienated from each other and unable to communicate effectively with other cryptocurrencies, smart contracts, and blockchain systems. This has created a highly segregated blockchain marketplace, separating platforms, technology, user base, and industry. It is currently extremely challenging, even for experienced technical developers, to build new blockchains. To make matters even more complicated, most blockchains are difficult to upgrade and split participation inefficiently between users. A multi-blockchain solution, the MOAC platform. All right, let's see what they say. The Silicon Valley-based MOAC Foundation has addressed the primary inefficiencies of existing blockchain platforms by developing a multi-blockchain platform. The MOAC platform uses an advanced layered architecture that lowers dApp developer costs, provides for scalability, and reduces development complexity while increasing transaction speeds and volume using sharding. MOAC leverages multi-blockchain within its platform, including Mother Chain, a proof-of-work-based blockchain, and microchains for smart contracts supporting multiple consensus models. The MOAC platform also has cross-chain capabilities to interconnect microchains within the system and to interconnect with third-party, non-MOAC blockchain and cryptocurrencies. I guess, yeah, Nothro, I'm kind of at a loss. I can't really decode what they're actually trying to say. Basically, they want to make it easier to fork and create child chains, and then have maybe atomic swaps, but also smart contracts that allow for atomic swaps and other cross-chain communication. Yeah, right? Atomic swapping and interoperable smart contracts. I guess. But there's no reason you can't take the output from a smart contract from another blockchain and utilize it as an input for another smart contract. There's no good reason that can't happen, other than that there are programming languages that stand in the way as barriers. And Solidity, from what I understand, is maybe not the best possible choice for this to scale well across every possible blockchain. And Solidity is, of course, the standard because everyone is copying Ethereum. Let's see what their proof of work algo is. They don't even say. Okay, let's go back to the top, see if the table of contents can tell us anything. I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm B50. I think I'm saying the same thing. This is yet another Ethereum clone that's intended to link Ethereum clones in a giant Ethereum clone love fest. So we're just gonna say it's a giant back rub circle, right? Everyone's giving each other a shoulder massage until, of course, half of the group drops dead because they're actually replicants and not real human beings. Oh dear. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Biggie MCO. Mining is there, so come on. I don't have a link for it though. MOAC. Microchains as a service. Microchains can even be implemented by artificial intelligence. Sharding. Mining, finally. Woo. Okay, Beefeaty says, but if it's true resource sharing, it doesn't matter if one dies. The rest of the blockchain can pick up the slack. I think you're right. That it really shouldn't matter if one dies. But the problem with child chains and sharding is that it's a bit like distributed file or not distributed file systems, but it's a bit like redundant file systems, RAID levels. And so you have to come up with systems that allow for a certain amount of redundancy. So if you're not familiar with RAID or redundant arrays of independent disks, there are various RAID levels, right? RAID 0, which is RAID 0 because it isn't really redundant. It's actually it's a RAID stripe by any other name. So there's no redundant data between the two. If one hard drive fails, the whole volume fails. RAID 1, right? One full hard drive mirrored to another full hard drive. Right? Now you get into distributed file systems like IPFS, distributed systems like this. If I did, RAID 0 is great for speed, right? It's good for one thing only, right? Going fast. And then, better be responsible before you crash your stuff. And then RAID mirrors, they're not great either, right? Because you lose one hard drive and it's like, okay, well now I've got to stop everything I'm doing and I can't use that data because I have to back it up to another hard drive to rebuild that RAID mirror. RAID 2 and 3 are not really things. RAID 2, 3, 4, and 4 are not really things. RAID 5 is the next really popular option, and it allows for a minimum of 3 hard drives, and it allows for one to completely fail because there's a certain amount copied. Let's just say that you chop, it's just like fingers, right? Segments of a finger. You chop all 3 of these into little segments, and it's as though you can copy all of the data from here over to here and over to here as well. So only 2/3 of each one of these volumes is original data, and then 1/3 is copied from the rest of it. So there are various different ways of distributing data and various different ways of distributing. Yeah, I mean, you have to have the file system kind of taken care of first. So all the other smart contracts and everything else, unless they're fully redundant, and you've got, as part of the blockchain, you've got some kind of like actual database that sort of like is being dragged along behind it like dead bodies. What a mess. What a mess. It's really not very clean. So you have to come up with a way that does distributed file systems with enough redundancy that, yeah, if one or two of these other blockchain systems dies, that it's not entirely, lost. Not all the work that they did was lost, or interoperability between one DApp and another DApp that were supposed to function as child chains of this mother chain that now don't work at all because one of them is dead, right? Like, when you talk about creating an ecosystem, you have to be prepared to shoulder a lot of responsibility in not leaving dead bodies behind, not leaving a bunch of corpses behind. I don't know. Guys, I'm not a programmer, but I do like to think a bit like, with an engineering sensibility, like problem solving. And I think that there are some problems when you talk about having these scalable solutions for Ethereum and talking about interoperability. Yeah, so you're right. When it comes to forking code, you can fork code, but when you talk about like child chains, and you talk about distributing, a blockchain, you still need full nodes. So you can have the code base that still lives on GitHub, but then you need to spin up a node for the blockchain. And if those nodes, if it goes chain dead, it's dead. No matter what's on GitHub, if a coin is chain dead, it's gone. Like, if there aren't nodes actively backing up the blockchain, you're sunk. So, yeah, there are things that can actually kill blockchain, but chain death is like the big thing. Okay, micro chain mining. Okay, so microchain mining is essentially master nodes or service nodes, is what it looks like. Mother chain mining, proof of work. All right. They don't want to call it a master node or proof of stake mining. It would be so much easier if they just called it a master node, right? Like instead of saying that it's something else, it'd be so much easier to just say this is a master node. I don't know. Moac, if you're watching, just call it a master node. That'll make more sense to more people. It's not scammy if you back up the reason for it existing. Mother chain mining. The lower layer is the proof of work mother chain, which is the foundational layer for data processing and storage. Mining on the mother chain functions similarly to Ethereum, and existing ETH miners can easily switch to Moac. That's a funny thing, Faded. You say everybody wants something to pop for marketing, but I'm reading this paragraph here and nothing pops. You know what I mean? Like nothing pops at all. Micro chain mining. I don't know. I guess maybe that is kind of the pop right there, the micro chain mining. But I'm looking at it and kind of thinking like, I understand master nodes. I don't understand micro chain mining. Existing ETH miners can easily switch to Moac. Mining for the mother chain is how miners can earn the Moac cryptocurrency. Okay. Fully functional wallet protocol. All right. I think I've read enough, and I think what I need to know is just, is this darn thing profitable? That's all I need to know. Callisto and Moac. Don't care. Just don't care. They're not terrible projects. I'm sure there are people who are really heavily interested in them, but for my part, I think that they don't offer enough of unique value for it to be like, wow, this is going to change the world. However, they could be profitable to mine. Let's take a look. Moac Profit Calculator. Yeah, Faded, you're right. If they can confuse us, they win. Coin calculators. This guy's isn't bad. And then, no, I don't think I'm going to go there. Oh, no, this one's broken. I forgot the fields are not working. I can't input anything. Let's just say that I'm mining at 233 mega hash per second. Calculate. Yeah, actually, it's not too different from Ether 1 right now. About the same, but Ether 1 is mining... man. Okay. Here's where Moac has an advantage over Ethereum and over Ethereum Classic with the... what is it? Now I've forgotten their marketing term, but they're master nodes. Good grief, they're master nodes. You can save up for a master node from what you mine. Moac does show some promise in that respect, in the same way that Ether 1 did, right? So let me show you. I don't really want to show you a wallet. That's kind of crass. But I can tell you that the Ether 1 service node that I set up, it's still going gangbusters, and it's profitable by about... Ooh, I haven't subtracted all my costs. But net profit is about 70 cents a day. And costs are really low, I'll put it that way. I'm not spending like $3 a day to get 70 cents. B50, love that. Yeah, not really. You need something to make you stand out. You can market the crappiest products with buzzwords like chewing gum, new, longer-lasting flavor, eco-friendly packaging. Literally anything can be marketed. We're familiar with the terms, but the average Joe journeying into crypto assets, into the crypto sees masternode versus microchain mining. Microchain mining sounds easier. People think mining and think profit, which is what masternodes generate for the most part. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. I got to give you a round of applause there, B50. You're totally right. People can be easily duped by marketing speak, and I totally get it. And that's why this particular episode is brought to you by the new and improved shop.mineyour.biz. Now, with extra shilling action. Now, with an extra ability to make you look dope when you wear our fly gear. Go to the merch store today. All right, so Moac right here, we can totally see that it is just as profitable, I think, as Ether 1. I'm going to bring up Ether 1. So right here, we're looking at about 446 daily. And they're not taking into account our actual costs, right? So let's go. Oh, wow, they're all right here. Let's just pop open Callisto. Let's do it. 446, a little less than $4 there on Callisto. We got all the goodies. Ether 1 right there. Ether 1 is down. Oh no! Ether 1 is down. Sounds like some kind of like radio call, right? For Army. Ether 1 down. But Dad, I'm glad you love your hoodie, man. I'm glad that you like your hoodie. Because seriously, yeah. Some of these designs I was like, this one's kind of simple, but you know, I was hoping it to be good, right? So thanks, man. It makes me feel happy in my heart that you like the hoodie. So, yeah, lots of different pools. A lot of the same pools, actually. Oh, no, I'm overlapping. Oh, snaps. Now I'm just curious. Oh, this doesn't even compare. I'm like totally in the wrong units right now. Souls! Wait, that's not right. It's going to be something like this. Boop. Not right still. Crypto poker game this Friday. Hey, who's playing crypto poker? I'm curious. Because I think that Matt over the technicals, he did the call for people to play crypto poker from the YouTube community. And we were all like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to get taken. I don't play gambling games. That's the thing. I never have. And it's like on principle, I don't think I ever will. It's one of those things, just a lifestyle choice. So I really can't take them up. Unless they are gentlemen's bets, I won't take them up to gamble. Because I just don't gamble. A foot race, man, fine. Say I'll race you to the corner or whatever, man, that's fine. And bet me like, I don't know, like something inconsequential. But I do gentlemen's bets only. That's it. I'm glad you're playing, dude. I'm glad you're playing over there. So that would be sweet. Okay, so other stuff that might be worth looking at. Guys, I think we need to look at mineable masternodes right now. Let's take a look. Masternodes online. Brought to you by shop.mineyour.biz. Like that? Live ads. Live ads inserted into the video. Okay, so got Dash, of course, the King Daddy. ROI. Let's check out ROI and get shilled. Get shilled a bunch of crap coins. What's Motion looking like these days? That's a really great question, actually. Motion is not a terrible bet. And it is X16S, yes? Let's see what we can do here. What? Motion crypto coin. That's weird. Yeah, Biggie MCO, I hear you. Trying to mine for a masternode. I hear you. If you're trying to do that up front, I think the reality is though. Does What to Mine have it listed? That's the big question. XM. Nope, not XMR, XMN. Alrighty, there it is. Nope, it's X16R. Motion. Okay, I've got to figure out my hash rate here, though. I don't know on this rig. Let's just go ahead and we'll drop in 8 of these. 8 of these bad boys. Okay, we're going to call it 56 mega hashes per second. Yep, so hey, B50, appreciate that. And 960, that's not great. We're leaving hardware cost out for right now. 1% pool fee. Dang! Oh, don't do it. You're going to get wrecked. Guys, Motion is off the menu today. Sorry. Wah, 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 wah. Sorry, Motion, you have died of dysentery. Okay. Alrighty, now I'm really curious about Masternode coins, and I want to come back to you guys with some meaningful way of evaluating these things. I just don't have anything for you tonight. Speedo coin? Wow. I used to wear Speedos. I mean, I was a springboard diver in high school, so I had to. It was part of the uniform. Just like guys that play water polo or guys that are on the swim team. You're forced to do certain things, despite your discomfort and the discomfort of people around you. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Alrighty. Guys, I'm gonna leave it as at that for tonight. Hey, AZ! Kindred spirits. Fish out of water, though. Yeah, I miss those days. Good times. Good times. But, I think that's what we got for tonight, guys. Wanted to talk to you about just a little bit about the market. Ask you, what are you mining tonight? Been used caffeine. Forced. Yeah, no, I have some stories. I got into a little bit too much where it'd be like, hey, pool party. And I'd be like wearing Speedos under my swim trunks, and I'd rip my swim trunks off, and people were like, ah! Oh, it's okay, he's wearing Speedos. Ah! He's wearing Speedos! I was like a very irreverent 15-year-old. Very irreverent 14-year-old. Oh, 12-cent kilowatt hour electric. Faded's doing Ether Classic, BitTube, and then XMG, Big MCO, Ethereum. Still got his eyes on the prize. And AZ still has a scar from shaving his legs. Guys, I think that is the most appropriate way we can close a show for the Mind Your Biz community. I think you sort of embodied what makes us so amazing. Faded is also doing Magi. Oh, but Music Caffeine is doing Raven, Ether Classic, and oh, yes! A little bit of Monero. Nice. Oh, Magic Coin. Magic Coin. Hey, Magic Coin is mineable on Raspberry Pi, isn't it? You know, I want to check this out just before we stop. AZ is doing AION as well, which is great. Shop.mineyour.biz today. All right, so Magic Coin, which is now M-Core. Do. Magic Coin. Raspberry Pi mining. Hey, Raythemus, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. And I wonder, can you still mine it on a Raspberry Pi? Guys, should we do a Magic Coin setup video? That'd be so much fun right now. Okay. All right, we'll check it out. We got to check this out. I mean, it's been a little while, right? It's been a little while since I think it was probably very profitable. Let's check to see. Let's check to see if there's a mining calculator for it right now. Why is it showing me? Yeah, that was weird. It keeps trying to pop Saya Coin in place. I don't want Saya Coin. Saya Coin, nobody likes you. Nobody wants you. Go away. Oh, Faded. Good job. Okay, this is, all right, here's the how-to guide right here. Brilliant. Let's just walk through this, guys. Let's get ourselves through this tutorial soon. Let me pick up a Raspberry Pi, and let's do it. AZ, I don't know if the Doge ship has sailed just yet. Oh, no! Okay, I think I ran into this problem before. I tried to calculate mining profits on Magic Coin a while back, and I just could not make it work. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, this is going to be tricky. All right, let's check to see what we can find here. Huh. Nope, that's not helpful. Noble coin, you're not magic coin. Yeah, I just did not find... I did not find much that helped me figure out how to mine magic coin. XMG! Nope. It's going to be a no-go. All right. We might just have to experiment. Yes. Yes, yes. We might just have to experiment and just figure it out. Okay. Well, ladies and gents, and other, I think it's time to say good night. Be sure to pick up your merch over at shop.mineyour.biz. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout the live stream. Thank you so much for being a follower and a subscriber on Twitch, as well as watching on bit.tube/mineyourbiz. As you know, you're the reason I make these videos. Guys, I love your face. Even when it's 1:15 in the morning. Oh, yeah. And I will see you in the next video.